watching TV, and I have the code, the adult code that I'm not supposed to have. We're gonna see what we can see.
We're gonna see
Stuff. It's coming out of the TV.
What's that?
It's 3D.
3D?
It's 3D. She's gonna get the floor dirty. That's not good. Nope.
Her mommy's gonna
Nope.
be mad.
That's not good. She's getting up. There's somebody behind the door. There's somebody behind the door. Get away from the door. No! Don't go in the closet.
Don't go in there. Oh.
Who's in here?
Cool, bye. I think he's out a little bit too late, though.
Yeah.
Oh, Terri, congratulations. You didn't wet your pants yet. I'm back after you go to sleep.
No. You gotta turn.
Get out of the house!
Where are you going? Oh, that's not good.
Oh, wrong way. Stranger danger. Stranger channel. Clowns.
I like clowns.
Oh,
Pizza.
She's a naked.
There's
three.
I like pizza.
How did he fit in the... Get out of there! Get out of there! Get out of there! Get out of there! Change the channel. What is that?
She's not being safe. That's not good.
I can do that.
What she did?
Oh.
Oh, that's disgusting.
hello, Danny. Come and play with us. Come and play with us, Danny. Forever and ever and ever.
Cool. Science fiction. My favorite. What did he eat? That was a bad tummy ache, I tell you.
Oh, ew.
That's what happened when you eat too much junk food. That's what my mom said. Cool.
Christian, this is way too much.
This one looks
Did you just
better.
roll your
This
eyes?
is not the horror channel. Oh,
She must have been
You know why I'm
naughty.
doing this?
she's a bad girl. That's what happens to you when you're a bad girl. I don't want to watch this. I don't like it. It's scary.
Well, that was fun.
Hey guys, welcome to the Greg and Terri show.
We're back again. It's our second attempt at this multi-live version of a whole bunch of technology that, whatever.
That's what happens when you're locked in quarantine.
Yeah, we've had a little bit of time to formulate a few gags and then actually record them.
Having some fun. It's been good.
So I don't know what it's been now, about 6 weeks?
March 13th, 14th, 15th, something like that. It's been a while.
It's been
Forever.
Over 6 weeks for us since we were told to go home. Fortunately for us, we weren't laid off, so we're still getting a paycheck. Lucky us. So we've been in a lot, and as you see, it's our cheap videos, our takeout. We kind of celebrate and have a lot of fun with that. But I probably should turn this off. But today we actually went into town we sent our roving reporters to go into town, and they recorded some footage live. Actually, we're going to switch over to them right now. So let's go over to them. Hello, friends. Greg and Terri reporting live from downtown Palm Springs. And as you can see, there's nobody out.
Nobody.
We're out in front of one of our favorite places to go, the Chill Bar. It's kind of sad that there's nobody here, and somebody's just about to ruin our shot right now. We're out in front of the Black Book Bar restaurant. This is also one of our favorite places to eat and hang out, because they were always good for late night food when we didn't get out until late at night. And
Group of people.
we have
a lot of fun.
another person walking by. We're at the backside of Terris, which is the exclusive entrance for the VIPs like us only. Sadly, it's not open either.
You can see the closed sign, or the open signs not on.
There would be many a Friday and Saturday night that we would be actually entering from this back door. All right, so we're going Gonzo video now. No microphones.
Gonzo!
We're walking downtown, and the weekend is here, but sadly, all the people that make it fun, like our bartenders and our waitresses and waiters, and all the other people that come out and drink to have fun, they're not here.
They can't come out to play.
Now, normally at this time on a weekend, we'd be bumping into people. There's one guy down there. There's some crazy people out on the street. I was just taking some pictures, and some guy said, "Hey, what are you doing?" And then refused to go through the light, and then a bus almost hit him from behind because he was stopped.
And he was mad at the bus driver for honking.
He was mad at the bus driver, even though he was backing up on a one-way street.
May have been part of the mafia or something. Want to be photographed.
Maybe.
Hard to say.
Maybe he didn't want to be photographed. I don't know what it is, but he was crazy. Back to you, Greg and Terri.
Thank you. I think that was Tony Rigatoni.
Well, the thing that was funny about that is we were on Palm Canyon actually recording another project, not this one. So I had my video camera going down the street and pointing towards the direction of traffic, and that guy kind of stopped behind me at the light and said, "Hey, what are you doing?" And
Oops, excuse me. Anyways, I was like kind of busy holding the camera, so I didn't really answer him. Then the light changed, and he didn't go through. He wanted to stay. Either he didn't want to be caught on my lens, or he wanted to be caught.
But he actually backed up, and the bus was coming pretty quick.
I think he backed up because he wanted to go across 3 lanes where I was on the corner and talk to me or something. And while he did that, yeah, the city bus comes behind him, and it was like honking like for a good 30 seconds. And then he gets out of the car, you know, screw you, screw you, screw you, you know. And then the guy down the street was waiting for the bus, is like, hey, this is my bus. And you could see in the last scene, he kind of turns in. He's going to me, and I had the camera like this, just pretending like I didn't care. That's why it's not in focus. But I just figured I'm going to catch whatever's going to happen here, you know. Then he told me to screw off too, because I wouldn't talk to him. So we heard some other weird stories about people doing stuff like that.
Same day.
Yeah, today, sure.
Yeah, it was same day. Same day.
So that was pretty weird, but we thought it'd be fun to go kind of our normal bar hopping area. And it's kind of eerie because even during the day, a lot of those bars are, you know, have a lot of people in them. And then, of course, on a Friday or Saturday night like today, some of them have lines, and they're just people overflowing with them, you know. And then when it gets hot, it's even worse, you know. So it's kind of a little bit sad, you know.
It's really sad.
But there was more people out than I would have thought. There was, you know. And then, of course, as soon as you hold up microphones like we often do, everybody has to drive by 3 times to see what's going on, and, you know. And then it ruins,
it's us.
ruins my comedy, you know.
It's us. They gotta know.
I lose my nerve. So anyways, we put together that little actually it was video from when we were kids. That's what it was. That's why you had the snow in there, because
That's right.
You know, that was way back in the day. But
Snow days?
no, not snow days.
The old black and white days?
Back in the black and white days. But anyways, we were talking about movies, and we were talking about, you know, having a little show and talking about our favorite movies, and I don't know who would even listen, but that's what we like. I mean, I love movies, and that beginning piece is sort of an homage to, you know, scary movies, and there's some kind of classics in there, and, you know, we just thought it would be funny to, like, all the movies that I enjoy, like, what would a, you know, I don't know, 4-year-old, how would they react?
Yeah, it wasn't good.
I think it's a lot different the way 4-year-olds react now than, say, when we were 4, because...
Oh, Jaws.
Yeah.
Jaws was the first really scary movie that
I wouldn't even
stuck
go
with me.
into the pool. So anyways, the last 6 weeks we've had some time to watch movies, and I think we said it on the other one. We went through the Marvel movies from the beginning. I've seen them all, of course, but now I own them, and I sort of promised myself I wasn't going to buy them, and then I did buy them. But it's kind of fun watching it now because we watch them consecutively, and there's a lot of people and actors that they've aged or made younger that you may have not remembered because you're seeing the movies like 6 months to a year apart. But when you get to see them in the cinematic, you know, order, like either twice in a night or the next day, it's kind of interesting.
And you catch on the Easter eggs. You know, this is 24 movies that have been made to come to the very end, where it's like a big battle of, you know, the snap.
They must have had a continuity department of like 500 people to watch and make sure that something didn't cross over to the 20. I think it's 23, isn't it?
Well, 24 with SpiderMan, the last SpiderMan, Homecoming, which is kind of like the.
Sure.
Oh, let me. Yeah, 24 and counting, because Black Widow was supposed to be coming out this month. It's now being re-released or held until November because of the quarantine. Quarantine.
So you have a lot of notes.
I do. Because, you know, you and I talk about our favorite movies, and I have a difference of opinion. But, you know, I kind of like the Guardians. I like the comedy. Iron Man, to me, it's funny and serious. But you like Captain Marvel.
Well, who doesn't? No. You mean Captain America?
Captain America. I like Captain Marvel, but I prefer the Black Widow better. Anyway.
Yeah. No, I like Iron Man. When I went to see it in the theater, I have to admit, I didn't really like it that much, and mainly, and she's going to say something about this, I'm an engineer, and I like movies that are realistic, even like partially real, like that might be possible. When they get into the realm of impossible, you know, mechanics, and then they jump over to magic, you know, if it's magic, it's magic, that's fine. That's the rules within the, you know, the world that they've created, as long as they follow them. But, you know, a lot of these movies, they create the rules of what one character is capable of, and then the next one, oh yeah, I could do that, no problem. Or I was protected in this one, and I'm going to die in this one from the same thing, you know. So
He tears some movies apart. I'm like, makes sense.
But after seeing it again on video, the first Iron Man is one of my favorites. Then with Captain America, the first one, actually all of them, but that's kind of my favorite. The ones where everybody's fighting, I know these are big comic book nerds, and a few people on my feed are gonna hex me, but I kind of get tired of these mimicked, you know, comic book scenes of them running through, and like all this technology they've got, why are they running at each other with swords? You know, I don't know, but I still love them, and you know.
And, you know, Thor, it's good to look at.
Except for where they made him into the Big Lebowski. I didn't really like that. You know, if you're a god, you should remain beautiful at all times, no matter what you eat or drink. It's just kind of what I think. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, let's see. There was the two Hulks. I liked the first one, even though they sort of erased that story when they came out with Incredible Hulk with
Mark Ruffalo.
and Mark Ruffalo didn't play him until it was in the Avengers. Ed Norton played.
Yeah.
That was the one that they sort of melted into the Marvel universe, and the first one didn't. And there's all kinds of reasons for that, but beyond the scope of what I want to talk about. So,
Well, and that's the nice thing about the Marvel movies. There were no reboots, no remakes, and, you know, other than the Hulk, that's the only one that they recasted.
well, yeah.
Well, but if you know, the one in the Iron Man, the Iron Patriot,
Yeah.
yeah, that one was recast.
Yeah.
So
The original guy, I forgot, was it Cuba?
Cuba.
Yeah, he didn't want to. I don't know why he. I don't know. I really don't know why he wasn't in. I was just gonna say he didn't want to, but. But yeah, Captain America for me was kind of a complete movie, in many ways, and now that I have some Palm Springs people. Does anybody know Brandon from the Chill Bar? I'm not gonna say his last name, but.
I do.
Oh,
I do.
Oh, well, good.
I do.
Because every time we go in that bar, I'm like, that's Captain America. He looks like Chris Evans. And she says, no way.
No. He's got this, but yeah, I don't see
He
it.
wears a beard, but if he shaved the beard off
I don't see
and
it.
had a shield behind the bar, I mean, it'd be him. So,
He's easy on the eyes. Maybe that's it. That's got to be it. Very easy.
so Guardians. Yeah, that's one she's talking about, the comedy. I mean, I like the one-liners, but it has to build up to a lot of, action, and then like one liner, like yippee-ki-yay, mother grabber, stuff like that. But I think Guardians had so much of it, it sort of loses me.
But that's what I like.
Yeah. Well, we still watch it.
And I love Groot.
I'm just being super critical.
Of course you are.
So,
And I know you weren't real big fan of the new Superman,
no.
Tom Holland. Peter
I-
Parker.
I don't know. Toby Maguire there was the best Spider-Man, I think. There's probably a few people that will argue. I know they had to make Spider-Man to fit into these movies, but these movies have been remade. There ought to be a law that you can't remake a movie within like at least 15 or 20 years. Well, if it's 8 years, it's like, no, you can't redo it. It just can't be done. And Spider-Man's been done, like, this would be the third time. But apparently there's some Hollywood lore that it was made a few times before that. And they couldn't really get the stunts down, and they had the computer animation wasn't there, and Stan Lee wouldn't apparently sign off on it. This is what I heard. It's sort of a rumor. But it was in a few magazines, and so it sort of became a doorstop movie, and only one person on this will know what I'm talking about. But anyways, it was buried, and wherever it is, it's gone. So, and then the Batman ones, like, Batman was my favorite. That's the only comic book I really ever read. I didn't read Marvel. I really didn't read comic books when I was a kid. I didn't really catch up on all the Batman until I was about 20. And then, of course, I was buying them for investments. But that one got remade so many times. And we got off track.
Yeah, we did.
Black Widow.
Yeah, I like Scarlett Johansson. I love that character. She's tough. She's amazing. Sexy.
And so there's going to be a prequel coming out that was delayed, right? You said
Yeah,
that?
so it's coming out in November. Supposed to take place after Civil War. So if you know Marvel, that's it. Highly recommend watching them from beginning to end, back to back. It's a lot better. It's a lot better that way. So other movie collections, since we started that one, after talking to a friend of ours, Nicole, who is a huge Elvis fan, and she took our Facebook 12 o'clock at night phone call.
Yeah, we're doing these Facebook FaceTime calls at night.
Quarantine checks.
Just check up on people, make sure they're okay.
Right.
And some people answer and some people don't.
So after talking to Nicole, we started going through Greg's Elvis movie collection and found a bunch of holes.
Started collecting them a long time ago. I've always been a big Elvis fan, but then when they started coming out in HD and sort of restoring movies, it became a little bit more interesting because they were just so pristine. So I started buying a few of them. But having time to think to ourselves, Terri has found out, cataloged, and figured out the order and which ones to watch.
So watching from first to last, he made 31 movies. We have 4 on the way, and then we'll have the whole collection. But his movie started in 1956, and the last one he made in 1969. And every year he made between 2 and 3 movies. It was like boom, 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 boom. So,
Yeah, they weren't exactly giant productions, so they were easy for them to probably kick out in a month or so.
but it's Elvis. Who doesn't like Elvis? I mean, the first movie he dies in. Hate to give that away.
Sorry to ruin it
Sorry.
for you.
But little nerd advice. His mother hated that, so he was no longer allowed to die in any movie. The second movie, his parents were in, just a little snippet at the end, and after they passed, he refused to watch it because it reminded him of them.
Right.
But he played everything from a cowboy, a boxer, a race car driver, tour guide, deep sea diver, I can't even talk, water ski instructor, rodeo champ, I got it all, photographer, sailor, soldier, crop duster, helicopter pilot, doctor, and of course the biggest stretch, a singer.
Yeah, in every single movie, he also just happened to sing really good, so that was kind of funny.
That's fun. So we've been watching that, little at a time, fill in the holes.
Yeah, if you don't want to see all of them, I would see the first one. That's Loving You, right?
No, Love Me Tender.
Well, Love Me Tender is first one, and what is it called? It happened at the
World's Fair.
World's Fair. It's a little Easter egg, Kirk Russell is in it, and he's about 8 years old, plays some bratty little kid, That was before Disney picked him up, I think. So we have some more to see, and we're not going to talk about all 30 of them.
No. But, having 2 people in a house with 2 different, what they like to watch, is hard. Because Greg's, sci-fi, horror movie kind of guy, and I'm a girly, fluffy, make me cry kind of thing. So, we work really well. Working it out, watching his movies.
A lot of, yeah. We tend to find the medium in movies on Netflix, right? There's so many of on there that you've never heard of, and I got to say the bulk of the ones that they produce are pretty good. Mm-hmm. There's a few kind of boring ones, whatever, but. We always take a chance on some movies we've never heard of, and even some TV shows. What was that one we watched? The Girl Escapes?
Oh, Unorthodox on Netflix.
That was kind of interesting. We only watched a couple episodes, I think, right?
Mm-hmm. It's four episodes, 52 minutes long. So it's pretty good. Learn a lot.
It's kind of sad. So the other one I watched was the Dark, which is a German. It's produced from Netflix, but I think it's German produced, and it's a really weird science fiction. I think there's 2 seasons, and all I could say is it's a really screwed up version of Back to the Future that's not funny, but Marty actually screws his mom. I'm not going to give too much away, but it has to do with time travel, and since it's a reoccurring episodes, the characters are played by 3 or 4 different actors. One as a kid and middle age, and an old man, old woman, whatever. And it takes them a while to get used to which character is that. It's a little bit slower, but like most European stuff, they don't follow the American, model of big explosions in the beginning. So you kind of have to be patient and let it kind of build up to what's going on. But, we've had time, so.
A lot of time. A lot. I'm still trying to get him to do the Harry Potter series with me. Won't do it.
I've seen it.
He has not
I have
seen
seen
them
it.
all. He's seen a few. Pitch Perfect, he refuses. I have all three.
No.
But I will give him this. He made it through the Twilight saga. And
Biggest disappointment in the Twilight is when Dakota Fanning gets her head cut off. I practically stood up in the theater and cheered, all to find out it was just a dream. Sorry, I ruined the whole ending for you. But, oops.
that's okay. All 13-year-olds know it already.
Because they read it. They read the book.
They read it. They saw it.
The book is better. I don't know.
Ooh, I will say this. What was that movie you just showed me that I've never seen?
All
With Al
of them?
Pacino.
Scarface?
Scarface. We watched Scarface. I've never seen it.
Yeah.
I am 27 years old, and I've just finally seen it.
Yeah, because before you were born, obviously.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, they came out with a 4K version of it, and I believe I saw it in the theater, and I know a lot of my friends love that movie, and I was just kind of cold on the whole mobster gangster thing. But it had been a long time, so I was in Best Buy, obviously, a long time ago, and I picked it up. They didn't do a great job on the restoration of that, but
See, technical.
you know,
Look good to
movie-
me.
Movie is the movie. So what is your all-time favorite movie? Or favorites?
Okay, all-time favorite has got to be still Magnolias.
That's it?
That's it. That's the one. You know why? Because that one will make you laugh. It'll make you cry. It'll make you laugh hysterically. And then you hit every emotion in that movie. And it's corny. I get it. Big actresses, Sally Field,
Well,
Dolly Parton.
I wouldn't say it was corny.
Well, but it's good. Southern women have to be stronger than the men.
What else? There's got to be something else.
No, that's my favorite. I watch a lot of movies over and over. Dirty Dancing, 50 Shades, all three of them, because you got to watch them sequentially. There's a beginning and an end. What did I watch last night? Oh, What a Girl Wants. I love Amanda Bynes. You don't have to think. They're just mind-numbing movies. I don't want to have to think about it.
Mind-numbing.
Mind-numbing. You just kind of...
There's always an apology scene. Somebody does something wrong, and then in the end, somebody apologizes, and they all live happily ever after.
All right, and what is yours?
I have many. Some of my go-tos are like Alien and Aliens. The newer ones, yeah. Even though the newer ones were done by Ridley Scott, for me, Alien was a masterpiece. Aliens was a different movie, but made by James Cameron, which was also probably the best sequel ever made, in my opinion. It's funny too, because he also did Terminator 2, T2, which in my opinion was also one of the best sequels ever made. But then, of course, there's Back to the Future. I love that set of movies. I saw it in the theater when I was like 15, and they filmed it near where we used to live. So, it's always kind of special place. But I kind of put that one to bed for a while because, I watched it so many times, and now I have it on Blu-ray and pristine copies. I got to say, one of my new favorite is The Martian.
That's a good one.
With whatever his name is. Can't think of his name right now.
I don't remember.
Anyways, I don't really like that actor too much, again, but, sometimes the movie is good, it doesn't really even matter. But just, there's, from a technical point of view, there's so many things in there yeah, that could happen. Yeah, they could probably do that. That's probably what would happen. And then, of course, there's it's almost like a remake of, Robinson Crusoe, or he's stranded on the island and he has to figure out how to make bread and, protect himself and, come up with all different ways to feed himself. And of course, The Martian is exactly that, but a modern, very cool version of it with a better story and better effects and cinematography and the whole mix of the 70s music that they put in there. And they even had a reason for why they used the 70s music, because he didn't have music, and the other astronaut, that's what she had on her laptop. Mm-hmm. Although when he was watching Happy Days, it's like it's supposed to be 50 years in the future, so that means that what he was watching was about 90 years old. I mean, I like silent movies, but I don't typically watch movies that are 100 years old as a regular, or listen to music that's 100 years old. It's kind of an interesting concept. Like, now we have access to everything that's ever been made, like maybe on your phone, right? Every song that's been recorded. And so 50 years ago, you couldn't really just, I want to listen to Beethoven. Well, you had to go out and buy it and find it and get it to the library. It wasn't that accessible. So you couldn't really have these catalogs that you can do stuff,
right.
But, what will happen in 100 years that you'll be able to have a watch and it will have every movie and every song ever conceived by mankind. You might have a wider range of listening, but I still don't think like you're going to be listening to stuff from 500 years ago. It's just my opinion.
Maybe.
Anyways, we've run long.
Yeah.
Any last words for our...
No, can't wait to be able to get out there and see everybody. It's been tough, and nice to see people on Facebook. We're all feeling it.
Yeah.
We're all feeling it. It's frustrating. We all want to be at the beach.
Not me.
On a cruise ship.
Well, a cruise ship I want to be
Yeah,
on.
that too.
Yeah. All right.
Disneyland.
Disneyland. Yeah, we kind of missed Disneyland. We had plans to go to Disneyland and do some other videos. I bought some special equipment, especially, and then this stuff happened, and it kind of killed all that.
Yeah.
But so maybe I'll take what I have and roll that into a different video. But I'd like to leave you with one last little video.
Thanks for watching.
And
be prepared if you get a late night Facebook call. We're just doing a quarantine check. That's all.
that's right. We
That's
may
it.
or may not be drinking. It's possible. Bye, friends.
Bye, guys.
I don't have any cookies.
I'm done. You promised me a cookie if I did the show. I did the show, okay? Now I want a cookie.
How about a Shirley Temple
Ooh, I take something fruity.
with some Bacardi in it?
What's that?